All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are going to tackle a huge challenge for anyone out there trying to build something amazing. We're talking about how to escape that endless grind of admin work and actually get back to the stuff you love. And it all starts with one simple question about who you really are in your own business. So let's just start right here. Think about it for a second. Are you spending most of your days dreaming up the next big thing, charting the course, or are you stuck answering emails and updating spreadsheets? I want you to be really honest with yourself because that answer is the key to everything we're about to unpack. Okay, so let's talk about something I bet so many of you are painfully familiar with. I call it the doing it all trap, and it's probably the single biggest thing holding back your creativity and your growth. I mean, this is the core of it, right? You started this whole thing because you had a vision, a passion. But somewhere along the line, you accidentally became the chief scheduling officer, the head of email follow-ups, and the manager of spreadsheets. And all those little tiny tasks, they just pile up and up until they literally bury the genius that got you started in the first place.
So how in the world do we start to dig our way out from under that mountain? Well, the very first step is to figure out exactly where your energy is going. We've got to find the specific leaks.
So what exactly is an energy leak? Look, it's not just a task you don't like doing. It's way more than that. It's one of those things that actively pulls you out of your creative flow. It's that little bit of operational drag that just keeps you from innovating and doing that big picture work that only you can do. And these examples probably hit a little too close to home, right? Does any of this sound familiar? Manually plugging every single post into a scheduler, rewriting that same welcome email for the 1,000th time? Ugh, these are classic energy leaks. And trust me, they're costing you a lot more than just your time. All right, let's make this real for you right now. I want you to actually pause for a second, think about the last big thing you launched or worked on. What were those specific, nagging tasks that just made you groan? I'm serious. Grab a piece of paper, write down 3 to 5 of them, the things you just dreaded doing. Okay, you got your list? Good. Now take a look at it and just imagine those tasks are just gone. Poof, forever. How would that feel? What could you actually create with all that time and mental energy back? Just let that sink in for a minute. Okay, that feeling of relief you just felt, that's not a fantasy. It's totally possible. And it happens when you introduce a new kind of partner into your work, your AI Chief Operating Officer. This right here is the single most important mindset shift you need to make. You are the CEO. You're the visionary, the strategist, the creative force. Your job is the what and the why. Your AI partner, that's your COO, your Chief Operating Officer. Its job is the how. It's there to execute the plan, to handle all that repetitive stuff, and to keep the whole machine running smoothly so you can focus on the big picture. Here's a great way to think about it. It's the difference between laying every single brick by hand and being the architect who designs the entire magnificent building. For way too long, you've been trying to be both. But a real visionary doesn't lay the bricks. They design the masterpiece, and then they empower their team, in this case, an AI, to handle the actual construction. So what does this actually look like in practice? Let's do a little before and after. Let's compare the old way of working with this new AI-powered way. We're talking about moving from total chaos to a state of creative flow. So here's the before picture, the chaos launch. You know this one. You're just constantly putting out fires. You miss a key deadline, it's 11 p.m. and you realize you forgot to send a super important email, your whole social media plan just falls apart. At the end of the day, you're just exhausted and you feel more like an admin assistant than the CEO. But now, here's the after, the flow launch. Instead of chaos, you start with a single, clear directive to your AI. And boom, a whole launch plan gets generated. Social posts, they're written and scheduled for you. Those email sequences, drafted and waiting for your approval. You're not stuck down in the weeds anymore. You're up in the command center. You're directing. This is the whole game. This is the ultimate goal. It's about shifting your entire identity from being the doer of every little thing to being the director of the entire operation. Your real value is in your vision, not your ability to click schedule 100 times a week. Okay, so we've covered the problem, we've covered the big mindset shift and the incredible possibilities here. So now let's bring it all home and talk about your very first, very real step forward. And please, remember this because it's so important. This is not about replacing you. It's about supporting you. An AI can't ever replicate your unique point of view, your creativity, your genius. Its entire purpose is to take the operational weight off your shoulders so that your genius has more room to breathe, to expand, to shine. It's an amplifier.
So here's your first assignment, your homework, and it's super simple. Go back to that list of energy leaks you wrote down a few minutes ago. All I want you to do is circle one of them, just one. Pick the smallest, most annoying one. That's it. That is your starting point.
Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to this simple choice: the decision to stop being the doer of everything and to start becoming the director of your vision. So the only real question left is, what are you going to create when you do? Thanks for listening.